What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fourth Line Minutes podcast, shift number 12. I am your host, Chris Maselli, and joining me this week, actually, no, this is a brand new person joining me this week. We've never had this person on before. It's Batman himself. Now, do you have to do like the Bat Dad voice, or do you have your own
this natural voice? I mean,
it's the Kyle Sullivan voice. Okay,
yeah.
That's what you're doing.
As long as your name isn't Martha, we're all right.
Mr. Kyle Sullivan dressed up as Mr. Batman. Ooh, and what's the shirt? I like that shirt. Is almost like, okay, because I just saw the top half of it. It looked almost like, what was that movie? What the oh god, it's driving me crazy now. Who's the guy that was Richard Gere's in it, and it's like this mythical creature that like comes to people, and Mothman, the Mothman prophecies. I could just see the top of it, and I didn't see the bottom part. It looked like the Mothman.
See, I wish I had the Kevin Smith backwards cap with just the bat ears, but
yeah. Now, what I also love is you did not buy that just for this show. I mean, that is just a normal piece of equipment that you have owned for quite some time.
Yeah, I was showing you. I have Deathstroke, Deadpool. Yep. I have all the Green Lantern rings,
and not, I'm guessing, for Halloween or anything. Just
every day is Halloween at the Shaggy Von Doom house,
which is a good question. What are some things that you have dressed up as for Halloween, like throughout the years?
Last year I was Deadpool. I've been Punisher.
I love how it's last year. As you are still dressing up for things. So okay. Punisher is another one.
V for Vendetta.
Oh man, such a good one.
Yeah, it's Buzz Lightyear one year.
Really? Okay. Yeah. There was one year. If I can find a picture of it, I will obviously send it to you. I'll have to ask my mother. It was third grade. I think it was third. I don't think it was fourth grade. I think it was third grade. I went as Joker. But Jack Nicholson Joker.
Nice.
And a classmate of mine who I did not, we didn't have social media at the time, so you didn't know what your classmates were going as unless they told you beforehand, or you found out day of. And one of my friends went as Batman, so we just then they always did like a parade, like for all the kids and stuff, and we walked next to each other. It was, to this day, one of my favorite things I've ever dressed up as. I have to find a picture of it. If I can find a picture of it, I will share it with the masses.
We used to have WrestleMania parties at the house, and I'd have all my brothers over, and nice. I would dress up as Macho Man Randy Savage with a Slim Jim and like tassels and everything. The headband.
Is he still alive?
No, he passed away a couple years ago.
It was recently, right? And didn't is Miss Elizabeth still alive, or did she pass away too?
She's both. They're both gone.
She passed away before him, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She had like a overdose, and he had a heart attack and wrecked his car.
She overdosed, really? Ooh, wow.
She had a hard life, man.
Well, to get back into a good spirits, man, I didn't expect it to go in that direction. Yeah,
I can. Here's your segue. Okay. Macho Man Randy Savage is also Bonesaw in Spider-Man 1.
He is. Yes, he is. Yeah.
And other Marvel properties.
and playing off of that, what we have in store for this 12th shift for you guys today, I will be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which Kyle has not watched yet, but plans on. And he will be talking about the Snyder Cut, the 4-hour marathon, which I've seen about an hour of it. I haven't got too deep into it yet. And we'll also be talking about the Mighty Ducks, which only one episode out. I've watched that. Kyle has not. And then we have a bracket that we will get to. It is the ultimate DC versus Marvel bracket, because why not? We're in March Madness and everything is bracket centered. So it's called the ultimate DC versus Marvel bracket. It's really the Kyle Sullivan versus Chris Maselli bracket, because
absolutely
Kyle is the DC man, I am the Marvel man, and we'll duke it out. But I will be fair. I'm not just going to go all Marvel. Yeah, so I will be fair. And what this is characters. It's not movies or anything. It's characters, comic from the comic. So we'll go that route. So, but if you're visiting us and you want to follow us on social media, you can do that over on Twitter, which is at Fourth Minutes. On Instagram, you can just search for Fourth Line Minutes, and you can send any emails to fourthlineminutes@gmail.com. So that's a way to stay in touch with us. Kyle has his own Twitter page, which is at
Shaggy Von Doom.
Yep. And you can follow me on my Locked On Avalanche podcast show, which is LOPN_Avalanche. All right. All that stuff out of the way. Where are we starting with Falcon?
Yes.
Or you want okay.
I'm very interested to see what they do with that.
Do you know anything that's happened so far? Like, no. are you avoiding everything?
No, okay. Spoilers don't ruin me, but
yeah, I know. Like, there's time. I had to get used to that with you because, like, when we talk and stuff, you would say like, "Oh, send me, let me know what happened," and I'm like, "Well, how much do you want to know?" And you're like, "Spoiler, I don't care about spoilers."
Yeah, we would watch Mandalorian at different times, and I'd be like, "Just go ahead and tell me." You're like, you would be like, "Don't say a word."
I told you the end of Mandalorian, and I was like sweating, like texting it to you, and you're like, "I don't care. Just tell me. I'm still gonna watch it." So with this, right so far, it's really, really good. But like most Marvel things, it has to develop and see where it's going to go. So it starts out where Sam is kind of still like debating if he really wants to take up the Captain America name and the shield. And, long story short, he decides not to. And he has a big press conference with, I think it's like the Smithsonian or something like that, like the Smithsonian Museum or something. And he has this big press conference and he says, not that he can't live up to that name, just that Captain America is Steve Rogers. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to, take it over in that realm. He's still out there fighting the good fight and fighting crime and everything. And some of the action sequences are awesome. He just doesn't want to have the name Captain America. He thinks that's for him. So he gives the shield. Like, he's had the shield the entire time. And he hands the shield over to the people of the Smithsonian. I could be wrong on the Smithsonian, but we'll just say that. So he hands it over to them and they put it in like this big glass enclosure, and it's going to be on display in a museum. And that's what we think is the end of, in my head, I'm thinking like,
that's a bad idea.
Well, in my head, I'm thinking like he'll come around at some point and then want it back. And maybe like the Smithsonian won't want to give it to him. Or, like, is that the route we're going to go with this? But no, like he's at like his sister's apartment, and his sister comes like running and she's like, "You got to watch this." And she turns on the TV, and the guy that he handed the shield over to put it in the Smithsonian is doing a press conference saying how, Captain America is a symbol that all Americans get behind. And here is your new Captain America. And this dude just comes out and he's dressed up like Captain America. He's got the shield. He's got this goofy smile. And that's how it ends. That's how the first episode ends. Now, going into the second episode, Sam and Bucky are on and they're kind of at each other's throats a little bit, the two of them, like in a joking way. Like, the show's funny. It's a pretty funny show, but they're just doing things together because they know it's the right thing to do. Like, they got to fight crime, but you kind of tell like they don't really want to be around each other. So they're I can't remember, they're in another country. They're fighting this group of people called like the Flag Smashers, which is an awful name, but they're fighting like this. It's almost like this terrorist group. And they're the really cool action sequence on two like big rig trucks and everything. And they're fighting all these guys that all are wearing like masks that like Deathstroke would wear almost. And they're kind of getting beat. And then who shows up is the new Captain America, with his sidekick. He has a sidekick now. It's his buddy. They were both in the military. They were both in the army. And I can't remember that guy has his own name. He's created a name for himself.
Summer Ranger.
Yes, it's yeah. So they end up not really defeating the bad guys, and it again, there's like these funny scenes where Bucky and Sam are just walking down the street, and then the new Captain America is in like a army like Humvee, and they come pick him up, and they have like this conversation, and they don't want to be friends with this guy. It's just like, you don't know what, like, and as a viewer, it's like you're so like, they can't keep this up. They cannot keep this up. Like,
is it just an average Joe with the shield?
They do this one thing in the beginning of the second episode. He's on Good Morning America, and they have this big like homecoming thing for him. It's at like a football arena and everything, and he's like trained for it, and they show him doing training videos like launching like the shield and like coming back to him and everything. So he has the ability. It's not like they just plucked some guy, and he had like he's trained to do it. And his fight sequence was really cool. So he's capable, but it's just like, man, like you can't keep this going. You can't keep up like a literal no name. Like he's not even a dude from the comics. Like,
yeah,
like who is now taking the mantle of Captain America. So that aspect will be interesting to see how that continues. And the dynamic of between, like, because they fight side by side because they have to. They both know they're on the good side. All four of them are fighting next to each other. But as it goes on, like, is Sam like, dude, like, you are not the Captain America. You know what I mean? Like, that is going to be an interesting story to see where that develops. And then Bucky brings Sam to this guy's name. I think his name is it's either I think it's Isaiah. And he finds out that they were continuing to make these super soldiers. They were continuing to make these like Captain Americas long after like Steve Rogers. And Bucky never told Steve Rogers about that. Whoa. And Sam didn't know it, and nobody really knew it, but Bucky knew about it. And they have this scene, like, this is where it kind of gets into like even like some social, like current social like awareness, not even awareness, social issues that we're having in this country. They walk out of this guy's room or his house, which is in like a rundown community, and they're kind of like arguing in the middle of the road, and cops show up, and they don't know who Sam is, and it's Bucky and Sam arguing, and they're focusing on Sam. They're like, is he bothering you, sir? Is he and Bucky's like, do you know who this guy is? And as soon as they find out like that it's Sam, they're like, oh, sorry, sir, we didn't know that it was you. And then they're like, they completely changed their tone. So it's almost like all these like social issues that we have going on, like, you know, race division and everything. But then they end up arresting Bucky because he's on mandated therapy sessions, which he missed one. Oh. So they end up arresting him. And at the very end, you get an image of Baron Zemo.
Wouldn't you think that would also, with that injustice that Sam endured, wouldn't that push him to take that Captain America mantle?
I know. They don't get into it too much as to, I'm gonna take these glasses off. They don't get into it too much as to why he said no, other than just like, I can't do this. Like, I can't, I'm not Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
And it's not, like I said, it's not because he's giving up and he's not gonna not do superhero stuff.
Yeah.
It's just he doesn't want to do it under the name Captain America. I don't know, but they gave it to this guy, and the guy that after a week of thinking about it before you actually really get to meet, they don't give you too much of this new guy's backstory, but you're so torn on like, well, he seems like a pretty nice guy. And then you have to like snap out and be like, but he's not Steve Rogers, man. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Like, I can totally understand giving it to Sam. And in the comics, Sam does become Captain America. Bucky does too. Yeah. At one point, there's two Captain Americas running around. So that's where my mind was going when they came out with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Maybe this back and forth between the two of them wanting to be Captain America. And in the end, they both become it. But it's it's been no, like neither one of them is it right now, and they've introduced this brand new Captain America. It's so bizarre, and you want to hate the guy, but he seems to be doing it for the right reasons, and I think that's a risk. I think that's a risk.
Interesting. That's
yes, yeah.
And then you have that weird, if Sam decides that I do want to be Captain America, wouldn't it be kind of like a douchey move to be like, never mind, this guy's not that great. Let me be Captain America.
I know. That's where, because you have to think that he is going to be Captain America like going forward.
Yeah.
Like for this whole, maybe when the movies, so maybe this is his like struggle with really wanting to take on that name. And there's got to be some, like, he can't just take it and then run with it. There's got to be some like dissension there. There has to be some struggle for him to be it, and completely giving it to somebody else. The government saying like, you don't want to do it, we need a Captain America if you don't want to do it. But they never told him that. They never said like, we're going to give it to somebody else if you don't want it. So he was shot. So I think by the end you would have to think that he would become Captain America, but the road and how it gets there is going to be very interesting to see what they do with this guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And the reason I haven't seen it yet, I did WandaVision week to week, and I'm going to try and watch this one binge style. And watch it all.
Everything. Yeah.
I want to see if I appreciate it a little bit more, because I'm still of the same mindset with WandaVision, and I want to see if I appreciate it in a long form.
Yeah, you want to see where this connects the dots with that. I mean, because both of them take place right after. So you'll see, there hasn't been anything that I've really noticed. I've only watched each one of them once. So there's nothing really there where I've seen that they are connecting anything between the two shows anyway. But, it's the MCU. They'll probably connect them in some fashion.
Yeah, they're known to do that.
Yes, they have. They have been known to do that. So, so far it's interesting. It's interesting. So we'll see where it goes. But on the flip side with the DC, the long-awaited Justice League Zack Snyder cut was finally released. It's just an impressive feat that it was released first of all.
Yeah.
And it would have never happened if it wasn't for fans. It would have never happened if fans, it started small and then it grew and grew and grew, so much to the point where the actors themselves were throwing out the hashtag release the Snyder cut. And then it happened, and HBO Max is the beneficiary of it.
And it's especially if you look at the two movies side by side, what Joss Whedon tried to do with it and tried to make it a Marvel light DC experience. And the Snyder cut, you would see why the actors would be like, we need that original form because we're also trying to get paid off this.
And the thing is, like, before, like, in the beginning, I always thought that Zack Snyder stopped doing it just because there was like disagreements going on between that, and that wasn't the case.
His daughter died, I believe.
Right. I didn't know that. So I get it why DC wanted, they have a movie to make, and like you said, they brought in Joss Whedon, who I think tried to make it, I think you nailed it by saying like he wanted to make. Marvel toes that line of action and comedy, and DC really doesn't do that. DC's not trying to be funny and make you laugh while entertaining you. They're just out for like dark, brooding, heroes. And Whedon tried to lighten it up a little bit, and it didn't really work. But does the Snyder cut work? First of all, does it work just in general? And second of all, being a 4-hour, long, God, does that work?
Not only it's the tagline summary for this 4-hour movie is bittersweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Snyder cut absolutely works. I did the original Justice League theatrical version before I did Snyder cut, and it is two completely different movies.
Yeah.
They really get into Cyborg and Wonder Woman and Batman, and they get into a little bit of Flash, Like they give them some backstory, and
Mm-hmm.
they really develop the characters. They even develop Steppenwolf, the villain that nobody cared about in the theatrical version. They give him much better armor and motivation.
Okay.
And the whole movie is, there's some origin stuff that you're like, okay, whatever. And then towards the end, there's some take it or leave it stuff. But the movie itself is incredible. And it's probably the best thing DC has put out. But this is why I say it's bittersweet. Zack Snyder had plans for additional movies after this.
Right.
And we're never going to get it.
Why not, though?
Like, what he's teasing, I mean, what? Justice League came out 4-5 years ago now?
I think it was 2016. Was it 16 or 17?
Yeah. And I think the poor theatrical version reception made it to where they've abandoned, because, not spoiling anything, the plans for what Zack Snyder did would be another Justice League type movie, following more of an Injustice type storyline.
Okay.
And banding together some heroes. It explains the Batman versus Superman Flash appearance. But we're not going to get those. And if we do, it's just going to be trying to make up for lost time. And I don't think it's going to be in the true vision that Zack Snyder had originally. That's why it's bittersweet. You see where this was going, and then you see what we got, and it's just another loss for the DC fans.
I know, right? I know. Do you think this would have been, I mean, can he still be involved and just do something different, though? Or, you know, I heard that the same thing. Like, he had a handful of movies that he had a plan, and then I got thrown out the window. But then can't you just start something new? Start a different plan, go in a different direction?
Possibly. If he could find a studio to believe in him, unless they're going to just make this an HBO Max production.
Right. Yeah.
It's finding a studio that'll believe in this new vision, because without spoilers, they introduced a new Justice League member that wasn't in the theatrical version in this movie. And that was a big deal. And for additional movies, it would be easy to put him in, but where the story could go from here, that's the question mark, and that's what we all have to sit with. But the movie as a whole, I think, is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I'll get to it. All these things are coming out right now, and it's like, ugh.
I would suggest there's an epilogue at the end where it's Zack Snyder going Zack Snyder at 1,000 miles an hour. So he wraps up some things at the end, and there's a future scene that's where Jared Leto's Joker makes an appearance.
Okay. So. All right. Yeah, I've heard the first, even half of it is, little slow moving, which you would expect in a horror movie, but like once it picks up, it really gets going.
And they handle Darkseid to perfection.
Really?
Yeah, he's DC's Thanos.
He is, right? Yeah.
And they do cool. So good with him, and his role that he plays and Steppenwolf's motivations with Darkseid is just incredible. And you really and like if you watch the two, what they did with Steppenwolf's appearance, like his new armor and everything, is just, it's sick.
That's cool. All right. Well, I know I'm gonna have to strap in at some point and watch this thing. So
it's worth it.
I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm looking forward to it. So there's really no segue to go from Justice League to Mighty Ducks, but Darkseid and Gordon Bombay just don't have anything in common. But that's another show that has resurfaced, and all these shows are coming back. Dude, we're living in a great time, because all of these shows, whether you like them or not, or movies or whatever are coming back, and like Full House returned. Punky Brewster is back.
Alan is a fan of Fourth Line Minutes, and he got Disney Plus because of what we've been talking about. And he sent me a picture of the first thing he watched, and it's dinosaurs.
He sent me that same thing. Yes, he sent me that same thing.
I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah. So it's just, Saved by the Bell is, but you know what I mean? All of these shows and are just making a comeback, and it's awesome because those were great, timely shows. And for the Mighty Ducks to return in some fashion is great, because it's not. What do you got? Oh yeah, there it is. Right. Yeah. I mean, look, the Mighty Ducks is not going to go after any Oscars. You know what I mean? Like, but for like my era and my generation, like growing up with those, like we got those like weird sports movies all the time when we were kids, and we don't get those anymore. You know what I mean? Like Little Giants was like another one, which is a great movie.
You remember the Tony Danza field goal kicking when he was
my god, what was that?
He was it had a stupid name. It was like the field goal kicking trash man something.
Is that what it was? I don't remember but I do remember that.
Tony Danza was a trash man kicking trash bags, and the Eagles are like, draft him.
But getting the Mighty Ducks back is just fun. That's all. Like we're not looking to set the world on fire. Cobra Kai, that is amazing. That's setting the world on fire. But I'm not expecting a comeback in the style of Cobra Kai that you're going to get that in Mighty Ducks. It's not going to happen. It's just really cool to see, number one, a hockey themed show. And the Ducks coming back, and Gordon Bombay. Now the weird thing about it is Gordon, so it's similar to what's her name, Lauren Graham, who was the mother on Gilmore Girls. So she's the mother of her son is a hockey player. He's a decent hockey player. He's a pretty good hockey player, but he gets cut. He gets cut from the Mighty Ducks, and which kind of upsets him. So she kind of like the next door neighbor. Guess what job the next door neighbor has? He's not an adult. He's her son's friend. Guess what he does for a living? He podcasts.
Hey.
he's like a 12-year-old kid who podcasts. It's great. So he's so funny, the kid. So the two of them, the kid's never played hockey in his life. The two of them decide to start a new team for this league, which is a really good league, and they go around the middle school and try to recruit people, and they get made fun of. And one by one in the first episode, you start seeing like people start joining the team. I mean, nothing here is going to like shock you. Yeah.
Did you say he got cut from the Mighty Ducks?
He did.
So they're making a new team. This is Cobra Kai. The Mighty Ducks are the bad guys.
This is, right, man. Yeah. He's not playing on the Mighty Ducks. Like they start a new team. I can't, she calls it's this whole funny thing that you just got to watch it. The name of the team is, I forgot. She uses a phrase that the coach who cut her son, she uses like a phrase that's what their team name is. It's a terrible name. So yeah, like the Mighty Ducks is not the team he's playing for, but she's going around trying to find ice time, and she's striking out, and then she finds this one place that she's trying to talk to the guy who's running the Zamboni, and the guy's trying to fix the Zamboni just by banging a hammer on it, and you can't see who it is, but through the smoke comes Gordon Bombay, and he is the owner of this rink. So he lets them use the rink, and she is the coach. He wants nothing to do with hockey. This is the interesting thing. Like, he has a sign on his wall that says no hockey. So he's not allowing hockey to be played on his rink. It's just open ice time, or maybe figure skaters or something, but you don't know why. And she obviously tries to get him to coach the team, and he's like, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. So something went wrong for Gordon Bombay somewhere, where he wants nothing to do with hockey. We don't get that answer, and maybe we never will.
Maybe he's still mad about D3.
I don't just the fact that got made. I don't know, like, but it's all gonna, where this story is going. But the funny thing is, and I put it up on Twitter, it's like this group of players that they have are so bad. How are they going to turn this around and make them good in any sense of the meaning good? They're awful, like terrible, awful.
My God.
But it'll be just one of those underdog, coming of age shows that they're going to win in the end, and Gordon Bombay is going to coach them. And just enjoy it.
That's like, I honestly did not think they would take this route with any of it.
Yeah,
I thought it would be such a nostalgia chase, but they're taking this the Cobra Kai way.
The Mighty Ducks are the defending champion. They are the state champion. Like
so they're not D5 anymore.
No, I don't think so. But they're the enemy almost.
Wow,
Mighty Ducks are the enemy. Yeah. I don't know. Just sit back, enjoy it, and make fun of it if you want. Yeah,
that's so cool.
It'll be an interesting show.
Well, I think I'm going to definitely give it a shot.
It's cool. All right, should we get to our DC and Marvel bracket here? We're kind of going back and forth between. So all right, so this was set up. I don't even know where I got this from. I mean, you can go online right now, and there's just tons of stuff going on with.
I'll tweet this out when the episode goes up.
So how do we want to do this? Do you want to go through yours? Sorry, and then hang on, I gotta get let's see if this is better. Yeah, all right. So there's 4 different brackets, there's 1 through 8, it's not 1 through 16. So I think we'll just go like one at a time. We'll just go back and forth and who we got.
Yeah.
All right. So so mine is a little bit blurry. So some of these I can't really read. I don't know who. Oh, Star-Lord. So you got Superman and Star-Lord.
Yep. Superman.
That's going to be Superman, right? Who's at number 4?
Martian Manhunter and Captain America.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Martian Manhunter is?
No. Is that a DC guy?
Yes.
It's got to be a DC guy. Yeah, that's probably why I don't know him. I don't know who he is. Maybe if I saw what he looked like, but I don't know just based on his logo. I don't know who he is.
You will soon.
Yeah. Well, there's no way he's beating Captain America in my world.
Probably not.
So, all right. Aquaman and Black Widow. Go ahead.
I agree that Aquaman would take Black Widow.
I think, yeah. Black Widow doesn't really have, she's a good fighter.
Yeah.
But
Aquaman could summon the sea.
Right. Yeah. So definitely Aquaman, and then Batman and Winter Soldier. That's clearly got to be Batman. You want to stick with this division till we go all the way through?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Well, so we could finish that round out and then collapse it.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
All right. So we're sticking with what we just.
Yeah.
Round 1. All right. So for round 2, I would have Superman and Captain America. I think you had the same, right?
Yeah.
So how are we doing? Are we doing this based on who would actually win in a fight? Because we won't even be discussing this because Superman, they just give him, new powers anytime they want him to beat a new foe. So that would be unfair. So, but is it just who we like?
I mean, I do notice in this bracket, which will also be tweeted along with this episode that you can follow along and see, they do omit the OP characters from both. Like you're not getting your Thanos or your Spectres or your
you know who's not in this? Amazingly? Spider-Man. Spider-Man is not in this.
True.
Which I don't know why.
I would have put him over Star-Lord.
I know. So this is very,
this list
we're not setting the world on fire with this, but because there are people who are missing. And I don't even think Wolverine is in this, right? No.
The ones that Marvel cares about, I guess.
Right, exactly. So, because for me, that matchup is going to Captain America between Superman and Captain America.
You know what? Just because I hate Superman's guts, I'm willing to agree.
Really?
I do.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't own a Batman mask and then really like Superman.
And then I think we both have Aquaman and Batman, right?
Yes.
And I would do Batman for that.
Yeah, Batman.
And then Captain America and Batman, and that's a tough matchup because Batman's really the only DC guy that I really, really appreciate.
Batman will figure out a way to reverse all the engineering they did to Steve and
see, I wish Batman was in a different division because I would have picked him, but I have to go with Captain America here.
Oh.
I have to. So Captain America would be in my final four, and you got Batman, obviously.
I got Batman.
All right. So the next one, you got Wonder Woman and Hawkeye.
That's Wonder Woman.
Definitely Wonder Woman. Hawk Girl and Black Panther. Black Panther for me.
That's by the slimmest margins, Black Panther.
Okay. You got the Flash and Falcon.
Yeah, Flash.
I would go Flash. And then Green Lantern and Ant-Man.
Green Lantern, 1000%.
Yeah, Green Lantern, definitely Green Lantern. Okay, so I think, did we agree on everything for that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so you got Wonder Woman and Black Panther.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I would go Wonder Woman. And then Flash and Green Lantern, I would go Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
And Wonder Woman and Green Lantern, I'd go Green Lantern. Yeah, all right. So far you have Batman and Green Lantern. I have Captain America and Green Lantern. We got Scarlet Witch, who is a number 1 seed, which is so skewed because of...
Well, she's OP in the comics.
Yeah, I know. But still, like, I don't think she's deserving of a number 1 seed. So you got Scarlet Witch and Black Lightning.
Yeah, Scarlet.
You'd have to go Scarlet Witch. Iron Man and Cyborg. That's Iron Man all day.
See,
for me.
That is my favorite matchup in the entire bracket. They're practically the same person.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say Iron Man for the sake of not having to defend Cyborg later on. But Cyborg could like tap into a lot more than Iron Man can. But anyway.
All right. Hulk and Green Arrow.
Oh, it's the Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk. Thor and
Black Canary.
See, I'm not familiar with Black Canary, but so how, like, you dislike Superman?
Yes,
is probably equal to my dislike of Thor.
Well, in this matchup, Black Canary is Green Arrow's girlfriend, and she just has like a supersonic voice. So it doesn't hold a candle to Thor.
Okay.
So he's going to advance in this matchup.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, if it was up against anybody else, I probably would.
Yeah. Go with Thor, I would help you through that. Yeah. But Black Canary is just a screw up.
Thor's just one of those guys, just never been a fan of him. All right. So you got Scarlet Witch and Iron Man. I would go with Iron Man there.
I don't know. I think Scarlet Witch could turn all of its machinery into nothing.
From a power standpoint, she would probably win.
Yeah.
But from who I like better, I'm going with Iron Man.
Oh, yeah. Iron Man, 1000%.
And then Hulk and Thor, definitely Hulk. So did you do Scarlet Witch over Iron Man, or did you take
If we're going off who we like, it's definitely Iron Man. So I think we match.
So then Iron Man and Hulk.
Iron Man.
I'm a Hulk guy, dude.
Really?
I've always liked Hulk in his the stories are great.
You know why I like Iron Man? Because he's Marvel's Batman.
No, that is not 100% true.
He doesn't have any powers. He's just rich.
But you have Moon Knight coming out soon. I don't know how much you know about Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But Moon Knight, they literally created Moon Knight to combat Batman.
Yeah.
He's a dude that has his powers dependent on the shape of the moon, and like
I do like Moon Knight.
He has a series coming out.
I can't
at some point. They haven't announced it, but I cannot wait for that. He's going to take people by surprise. So yeah, what are we on? We're on Iron Man and Hulk.
Yeah, we split here because I'm Iron Man and you're Hulk.
Yeah, I'm going Hulk. So you took Iron Man? Okay. All right. So far I have Captain America, Green Lantern, and Hulk. You have Batman, Green Lantern, Iron Man. All right, last bracket here. We got Loki against Robin.
Oh,
that's not.
Sorry, Boy Wonder.
That could be the beatdown of the first round. Loki all the way. Gamora and who's that?
That's Raven.
Raven.
I like Raven though. Raven would beat Gamora.
You think? Okay, I don't know too much about Raven.
So Raven is the Dark Witch in Teen Titans.
Okay, I'll go with that. I'll take your word for it. Raven. All right. Captain Marvel and
Starfire. She's also in the Teen Titans, and this is a Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel all the way. And then Doctor Strange and Shazam.
Oh, this one's also it's a tight one. It's a 2-7 matchup, but this is super tight.
That's a pretty tight one.
But I think Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I think ever so slightly Doctor Strange, but I think that's a really good matchup.
It really is.
All right. So we got Loki and Raven.
Loki.
Yeah, okay. I gotta go. Yeah, Loki.
Yeah. Loki would I like Loki a lot better than Raven. Right.
And then Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange. I'm going Captain Marvel.
I'm Doctor Strange.
Yeah, did I say Captain Marvel? I said
yes, you did.
Yeah. All right. That's exactly what I would do. I didn't know if I said Dr. Marvel for some reason.
Dr. Marvel.
It's a hybrid of the two characters.
Miss Marvel.
Yeah. No, Captain Marvel. I really like Captain Marvel. From the comics all the way to the movie. And my wife really loves that movie too. Like anytime that's on, I think it's an underrated movie, and she's an underrated character. She has a ton of power. So then Loki and Captain Marvel.
I got Loki and Doctor Strange.
Oh, and you have Loki and Doctor Strange. So for me, between Loki and Captain Marvel, I'm going Captain Marvel.
And I would probably throw Doctor Strange over Loki.
Okay. All right.
Which I'm pretty sure is going to be the premise of his series.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. All right. So then I have Captain America against Green Lantern, and I am doing Captain Marvel. Or not Captain America. Sorry. So I have Captain America over Green Lantern. You have Batman and Green Lantern.
And I would give this to Batman because I've read my comics.
And then I have Hulk versus Captain Marvel. And I'd probably go Hulk there. Ever so slightly, I would probably go Hulk. And you have Iron Man and Doctor Strange.
I'd still go Doctor Strange.
Would you? Okay. That's a good matchup, though. So then my championship is Captain America and Hulk. And Captain America takes it for me.
And I got Batman and Doctor Strange. And come on.
And you got to take Batman.
It's Batman.
That's a good matchup. Those are good matchups at the end, though, man. Those are good ones. But how much would it have changed if someone like Spider-Man is in there or Wolverine is in there? Is any DC characters that should have been in there and aren't?
Swamp Thing is a DC property.
Okay. That would be an interesting one.
Deathstroke and Deadpool for the Marvel side.
Deadpool's not in there, right? Yeah. I mean, you could go the list of X-Men. Just nonstop X-Men. So it's tough. It's tough to just whittle it down to that many. I wonder if there's one out there that has like every single character from both sides.
Oh my God.
That's just like, I mean, maybe not every single one, because that would just go on forever. But you could do an X-Men one.
Yeah.
There's over 1,000 X-Men that would just go on and on. But you know what I mean? Like the big name ones, you could probably find one that has like.
It would just basically be Legion, right?
Yeah, or like Apocalypse.
Sure.
He's not on there. Yeah. They should do a villain one. We should find a villain one.
Oh, a villain one. Then I'd be completely biased to Dr. Doom.
I know. That's true.
Or what was Reed Richards and Sue Richards' son's name? It was Riley Richards.
I think that's right. Yeah,
and he was like crazy powerful.
Yeah.
I think he became like affiliated with Galactus at some point.
There was Well, in recent, he was in like the X-Men reboot.
The Son Richards.
Yeah, with Reed Richards, like they were all in it. The Fantastic Four came back. Yeah, it was like not fully, but it was I can't even remember. There were so many when they rebooted X-Men. They started 6 different series at the same time. It was crazy. So it was tough to keep track of everything, but it's still going. They still have more. Yeah,
that's how it is with DC. They reboot their series like every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. So I don't know, but that's who we got.
Yeah,
Captain America.
We'll send out that bracket, and if you see anything wrong with it, let us know.
So, all right, only thing left to do is a sim, correct?
And we have a brand new roster update, which means this should be exactly how it should go. So go ahead and give it your best shot.
Let's say the Florida Panthers. What happened?
I'm looking to see one of these teams have I have a list, by the way, of all of our previous winners.
Right.
One team, this is their first time.
Okay.
In the
final. I'll say the Florida Panthers because they've never been in it, right? No. All right. So I'll say Florida Panthers and should I go Edmonton?
In 6 games, the Winnipeg Jets
so close to
lose
to
the Philadelphia Flyers.
The
Panthers actually swept the Leafs in round 1.
Did they?
And they beat Ottawa in round 2, only to lose to Philly. So thanks for these current updated rosters.
But Philly is going in the wrong direction in reality.
Yeah, letting the Rangers score touchdowns on them all the time.
God.
Art Ross and the Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Ovechkin.
Okay.
The Norris, Drew Doughty. Lady Bing, Mitch Marner.
Jeez.
Calder goes to Hoglander from Vancouver. It's Conn Smythe, Claude Giroux. Oh my God. The Vesna.
Yeah.
John Gibson.
Oh my God. Holy what?
I don't understand. Vasilevsky wins the Jennings. The Masterson goes to Gavrikov for Columbus. And because it's his award to win every year, the Frank Selke goes to Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah. He won the Selke, though. Oh, that's different, though. O'Reilly usually gets the Bing.
True. That's right.
Yeah.
He's always got to pop up. Every sim. All 12.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
this was a wacky upside down one.
That is a different one. And that's the first time they've won, right? The Flyers?
Yes.
Okay.
First time they've been in and first time they've won. And I got to jot that down.
Okay. Let's see if they can pull it back to back. So
we'll see about that.
All right. So that'll wrap it up, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And definitely follow the show, like we said in the beginning, on Twitter, Instagram, and send some emails if you feel so inclined. So that'll be it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll probably see you next week.
Bye-bye.
See ya.